Welcome back to another video. We are back at KTM today and we're doing a little bit of work on the road race bike. First things first, we're putting these KTM Power Part engine case sliders on. A little bit of insurance just in case the thing crashes since we're taking it racing. Next up, we're ditching the stock fuel cap. We are throwing on the KTM Power Part fuel cap, which is a nice little quick release system that doesn't require the stock key. And obviously fumbling with a key isn't the best. We don't want to have that, so we're eliminating that. This video is going to be part one of a two-part series on the 2022 KTM 890 Duke R build for the 2022 Super Hooligan Road Racing Championship that's taking place within MotoAmerica. So for this video, we're basically installing what parts we have while we wait on some others to come in. And, you know, we're going to get the suspension on, do the exhaust, do a tune, and we'll wrap up the build in the next video down the road. So right here, we're installing the KTM Power Parts front brake lever guard. Not only does it look cool, but it's also a requirement for the racing series. It's just a little safety thing. If in case you hit a rider, you know, your front brake doesn't get jammed and make you crash. Eric here, who's helping me, he's swapping out the stock forks for our racing forks and the KTM orange anodized triple clamps, and I am pulling the stock exhaust system out, and we're going to throw on the KTM Power Part Akrapovic system, full titanium, and we're going to get all that horsepower. Right here, we're going to pull off the stock airbox plate and throw on the Rottweiler power plate, which replaces the stock plastic cover with this air filter style plate. There's three different filters that come with it. We're going to use the red one, which is basically their most breathable track air filter setup. So they do have a new intake, and that is very cool. I've been testing that, but unfortunately for one of the series I'm racing, in addition to MotoAmerica, they do not allow aftermarket intakes as part of the rules. So for this application, we're going to go with the power plate.
Yeah, I mean, if it's at 40 bucks, I would imagine that.
Oh, look at this freaking unit.
Triple wallet?
Yeah, it's like probably 8 pounds, 9 pounds. Another nice little hop up I got from Rottweiler Performance was this Evotech Radiator Gaurd for the 890 Duke R. Honestly, probably the nicest radiator guard I've seen. I've fitted a lot of these on my bikes over the years. And obviously, here we go. We got the Akrapovic going on. Eric got the forks installed, the new clamps, which really look good. Those titanium headers look sweet. Obviously, this thing's going to sound amazing too. An absolute must upgrade are these KTM Power Parts rear sets. If you're an avid track day rider or a racer, this is going to give you some more lean angle without dragging your toes and give you the adjustability you're going to want. Next, we're getting ready to pull the shock. You're going to want to take the rear wheel off. It's going to make life a little bit easier for getting the thing in and out. We're going to be installing the WP Apex Pro 7746 shock. Loosen those up before you pull the shock, otherwise you're going to be fighting it. Those bolts kind of pinch the top mount of the shock, so loosening them helps the thing slide in and out easier. Just don't forget to tighten them back up. Also, take out the subframe bolts so you can rotate that thing up and down. Give yourself a little more clearance. One last thing you might have noticed already is I pulled the muffler off just to give myself a bit more room as well.
So that's a left-hand thread over there. Just basically just tighten that one and then lefty tight. Alright, left-hand thread, yeah, that's probably good. You don't want to do too much.
Muffler back on, pipe springs going on, and rear wheels going back on. So we got the suspension all installed. I had a separate set of forks already installed with the Apex Pro 7500 cartridge kit from WP, and that's going to pair really nicely with that shock. If you want your stuff set up exactly like mine, you can hit up Solid Performance because those are the settings we're running from those guys. Next, we loaded the Akrapovic map from KTM onto the ECU. So now we're going to give this thing a quick test ride to basically double check that the shift lever and brake lever height is adjusted the way I want and that everything's shifting smoothly. Get mad if I do a real wheelie?
Oh, I don't think so. You're a pro rider.
I wasn't even trying to wheelie. I literally was just like, just testing the quick shifter out and just like, you know, and it just was like, wah! And I saw you like, all right. This is Eric. He works at KTM in the media shop. Thanks for all the help, man. Really appreciate it.
No worries, man.
Put this thing on top of Daytona, and you could say you broke in the bike. Put the first 34 miles on the thing. Heck yeah. Thanks again, man.
Of course.
So wrapping things up here at KTM, we got my 2022 all done up. Got a lot of power parts, a lot of orange bling on this thing. Most importantly, we got the rear sets on. Tomorrow I'll have the Kickstand Delete, but for now the kickstand's still on there. And we got our forks done by WP in-house, the upgraded Apex Pro cartridge kit, and the upgraded shock. So this thing's quite a bit stiffer, fully set up and tuned for racing now. Really excited, but yeah, we still got some more parts, but as far as what we're doing here at KTM, this is going to wrap it up. So now we're off to Sonoma and go get a couple days of testing on the suspension. So first thing on the kickstand removal, here's the Kickstand Delete from KTM. It doesn't really come with instructions. So first thing we're going to do is pull off the cover here on the sprocket. That guy comes up. This guy comes out. All right, so this guy's off. All right, so there it is. So now you're going to see me add all these crazy lead weights to the bike to make the bike weigh 420 pounds, which is the minimum weight rule for the Super Hooligan Road Racing Championship I'm doing. So we're pulling the weight off the 2020. This is the big ass brick. Ugh, 21 pounds in total. Right now I'm getting the plate bolted on. Alright, we got the weight on there, or at least one of the three. Low key, I want to cry a little bit inside. Or I am crying a little bit inside. It sucks adding this weight. Alright. Pretty cool piece made by Savage Custom. Slides up through the belly, or between the swing arm and the engine here. £13 10 ounces. Oh, is this heavy?
Oh my god! Sorry for that.
So we got this pocket between the airbox and the battery, and this is a really good secure spot to add weight. It's up high, which isn't ideal, but I think I think I made the bottom pieces heavier than I expected. So the good news is once I get this thing on the scales, you know, I might have room to actually shave some weight back off. Boom. She's up to weight now. See how she does this next session. I have a pretty good idea what it's going to be like, but good stuff. Man, even with all the weight, I feel so damn good on the bike. It's working pretty good. The suspension's an improvement over last year's. So, couldn't really ask for warmer weather here in Sonoma in January, or excuse me, February. 70 degrees and sunny. So day 2 is underway here at Sonoma. Testing a couple parts we put on the bike last night. First was this Gal Speed Master. It's the 17mm one. Just gave me some better feel with the brakes. I like the feel of the lever better. It didn't increase any, you know, braking power, which I didn't really expect it to, but it just gave me a better feel. So, you know, find a master cylinder you like and run it if you want to upgrade from the stock one. The other thing is we installed this Matris steering dampener. This is specifically made for the KTM 890 Duke R. It's adjustable. They got one that's also adjustable that's a step down below this, but it doesn't have the fancy coatings on it, and this one's better just because it has, you know, the coatings for less stiction, and so far really good. The stock steering dampener, it works decent, but when we threw all the lead weight on this thing, you know, it's weighing more than it was stock, and I'm riding it faster than the average rider, so I was getting a little wiggly out there. So I wanted the adjustable dampener. It's working really good. It's made the bike a little bit more stable for me, so I'm able to ride it even harder now, so that's good. As far as installing it, it did come with some instructions, but it's kind of not the best. So there's a 10mm bolt inside the frame, and you can get to that and just loosen that, take that bolt out, and then obviously take this bolt out, and then it just comes off. And yeah, swaps real easy. And this guy's adjustable, so obviously you'll want to adjust it so that it's not bottoming on each side, so you'll kind of turn the handlebars back and forth and make sure that it's adjusted correctly, and then tighten these screws up, and then you're good to go. I'm running it at 8 right now, kind of in the middle of the range. There's looks like there's 16 clicks of adjustment. So yeah, it's going really good. are packed tight. Got a lot of stuff to bring home. It's been a long trip. So we just wrapped up a weekend at Sonoma Raceway on the 890 Dukes. Really good weekend, getting some more track time on the 2022 and getting some of those race parts on there. And yeah, really excited with how the bike's feeling so far. Definitely a whole different animal than last Sunday and Monday at Chuckwalla, riding it in stock trim. You know, this time we had the Dunlop slicks, we had the WP Pro Component suspension, we had rear sets on it, we had all the weight on it for Super Hooligans, and just some other little bits and pieces. But overall, really loving the bike. Had a blast this weekend, and I just can't say enough great things about the bike and how much I love riding it. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Really appreciate the love on the last one. If you guys can like and subscribe to me, that'd be huge. Really trying to build a YouTube channel here and really showcase the KTM stuff and other things I'm doing. So if you like it, yeah, subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.